Hi, everybody. Welcome to The Reason We Learn. I am your host, Deb Philman, and this is just a short video. Please like, share, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed to the channel. Today, we're talking about AI in schools. Very briefly, I'm responding to this tweet from Free Your Children. It says, no conservative should be on board with this ever. This is Tennessee. Leaving aside the "this is Tennessee" part, because I'm assuming the person posting it thinks that if you're in Tennessee, you should follow a certain path when it comes to responding to certain things. But I'm here to react to this tweet because I'm very concerned with what I see happening in terms of reactions to lawmakers and policymakers doing things with regard to education. Education is a big problem in our country right now. And so is the left and the movement of the left within the schools to things like queer theory being in school, and they're trying to tell our kids that they may not be boys or girls, trans bathrooms, all these other things. But we have to be careful. I cannot stress this enough. We have to be careful that we do not react to everything that we don't like or initially don't like before we fully understand what's going on. And most importantly, that we don't react to the wrong thing altogether when we should be looking at what should be promoted instead. So let's take a look at this specific example. Now, I've spoken a lot on this channel about the dangers of AI, the dangers of overuse of AI in the classroom, reliance on AI, et cetera. So it's understandable that people are concerned about AI being used in the classroom. That said, it's happening. That's what spell check is. That's what Grammarly is. That's what IXL is. That's what Khan Academy is. That's what so many adaptive learning programs are. That is what ChatGPT is. It's all AI. So AI already is in the classroom. It has been in the classroom since these things came into being, which is a long time ago. We've had spell check for quite some time, and the kids have been on one-to-one devices for, pushing 20 years at this point. So for people to get super exercised about the idea that AI is in the classroom, period, you're a little late to the party. Yeah, it's been there. The concerns I have and that I've shared on this channel are about how it's being used. So along come lawmakers like this person, State Representative Scott Sapicki in Tennessee, who is saying that he has a bill requiring schools to adopt an AI policy. This is artificial intelligence is the new frontier in education, and I am pleased to announce that my bill creating guidelines for teachers and students on the use of AI in the classroom is moving forward. I haven't read the bill. Full disclosure, I haven't read the bill. I've read the one for North Carolina, though, and the same thing happened in North Carolina. People send it to me. Can you believe this? Look what they're doing. They're coming up with a policy for use of AI in the classrooms, and they were all conservative sending it to me, and I'm thinking, so have you read it? They sent me the policy. They weren't pointing to anything specific that they'd read that they said, this is terrible. It's almost as if they thought having a policy about how AI should and shouldn't be used in the school was the same thing as saying, yes, let's use AI all the time or something. They're simply acknowledging that AI is in the schools and that, maybe we should have a policy about it is the problem, that they're just reacting to someone saying, hey, we should do something about this. Anything that has AI on it is now triggering people. And I caution you because that looks ridiculous. Somebody else retweeted this and said, this is reprehensible. He is reprehensible. Why is he? Again, they didn't cite anything within his bill. I looked at the North Carolina one after it was sent to me, and I found things I didn't like about it, and I made a show and I pointed out what the things were I didn't like about it. I don't particularly care for the person who wrote it, our current director of public instruction, and we'll be voting against her in the next election. But the having of a policy is probably a good idea. It's probably a good idea because the AI is there. We didn't put in place a policy about one-to-one devices or cell phones, did we? And look where we are, right? They're ubiquitous. Good luck now, so many years later, coming in and saying, hey, maybe we should limit this stuff. Kind of missed the boat. Somebody comes in and says, maybe we should do this sooner. And he's reprehensible. No conservatives should support this. Why? Seems smart to me. Seems the reaction should be, let me go read the bill and make sure I agree with his conclusions about how much or how little it should be used. And if I think I have something substantive to offer about that, I should, voice my concerns directly to him. But I don't think calling him reprehensible and saying nobody should support this is going to help. In fact, I think that kind of reaction, as clownish as it is, because it's clownish. I'm sorry. I don't mean to insult whoever wrote this tweet. It just is. It's not substantive. The left is going to pick up on that and say, can you believe this? They're attacking their own people. They don't even want a policy to limit AI. Okay, we're going to use it as much as we want now. Super. Or look at these AI banners or whatever. They'll craft whatever narrative they want because y'all have reacted just to the term AI. Artificial intelligence is a new frontier. Yes, it is. New frontiers in the Wild West, as in it's the great unknown. We don't know what damage it could do. We suspect it's already doing some, and we probably should put some guardrails around it, is what I see the guy saying. And when I've looked at these policies around the country, that's what most people are saying. Do I think it's going to help significantly? Probably not, because, and that brings me to my next point, you're focusing on the wrong problem. You're focusing on this when you should be focusing on the fact that policymakers and lawmakers have to be involved in this at all because we have a government school system, because we send our money to our state capital and then they decide where it should go for education. And we just sit and go, I hope it goes somewhere good. And then I hope maybe I get to use some of it to do something that I like better, maybe. And then that's school choice, which itself is a reaction to everything going on in education. No, we shouldn't consider the possibility that maybe after 150 years, the government running the schools is a bad idea. And we should stop doing that. And we should, privatize it and figure out a better way to let parents keep their money in the first place, not get it back. Keep it. Because you get it back, it's really wealth redistribution, somebody else's money. It's not all yours. So no, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that problem. We react to the problem. The schools that the government has provided for us are terrible. We need school choice. We need them to give us money so we can go to different schools. That's a reaction. That's not looking at the core of the problem. Central planning, state involvement, the inherent politicization of a public system. People said this back when they started the public schools. Nobody listened. I'm sitting here saying it now and I'm the bad guy. You don't want to give us a way out. Ooh, what do you suggest? What is your solution? Well, my solution is don't react to everything. Knee jerk. Stop, take a step back, take some responsibility, and ask yourself, what is actually behind this? What is the story underneath the story? What's the story underneath Scott Sapicki's bill? The story underneath Scott Sapicki's bill is that our tax dollars are going into schools where they're using AI in the school willy-nilly to do who knows what. And he's just coming in like, hey, maybe we should put a policy in place to stop this or limit it. And y'all are reacting to that instead of saying, maybe we shouldn't have these kinds of schools that we're so far removed from in the first place. So as the title says, your reaction is their action. When you, on the conservative side, the right side of the political aisle, the parental rights defending side of the aisle, whatever you want to call it, when you see this stuff and you see the buzzwords that people are teaching you, myself included, take a breath. Take a breath. I don't teach you this stuff so you can react to everything. Stop reacting. Stop demanding instant solutions. There's no easy button. You're a parent. This wasn't meant to be easy. It's hard. The government makes it harder, exponentially harder, and you're going back to it for a solution? You're getting mad at it when it doesn't give you a solution to your problem or the one you think you want right now? You're attaching yourself to people who promise you solutions through the same government that broke it? You're reacting. You are not thinking. You're falling into this trap that the left wants you to fall into. They want you to ask government for help. They want you to ask government to come in and ban it, stop it, prevent it, get it out. This is reprehensible. We shouldn't have any of it. Give me my neighbor's money to take to another school. Those are reactions. And the left just sits back and goes, this is fabulous because we don't really care, right, left, and we don't care. We just want the Constitution to go away. We just want the people to be good and dependent on their government. We don't want them to be independent. We don't want them to be able to do it for themselves. We don't want their children to own knowledge. We want them plugged into the matrix. And along comes this guy going, I don't know, we should limit this. And I grant you, I don't think that's going to solve anything. But instead of reacting to it, if you stopped and thought about what's causing this in the first place, why do we have lawmakers that have to get involved in this? Oh, that's right. We have lawmakers running it. This wouldn't be happening. We wouldn't be having these conversations. You wouldn't have to go on Twitter and post such a thing or get all worked up about this is reprehensible, which I still don't understand because it's not. So that's what I want to say on the Saturday afternoon. Please, please stop and think, take a breath, count to 10, look for the story behind the story, and always, always call out what's really happening here. And what's really happening is that the state is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And the solution will never, never, never be more of the state. That's what school choice is. That's what book bans and CRT bans and DEI bans and all those things enforceable by law. That is the bigger state, not the smaller state. Take away their money, take away their authority to spend it on this endeavor known as education, and all of these problems go away. Or you can keep reacting and play right into their hands and we can shred the Constitution a little quicker. But, I'd rather you didn't do that. Anyway, that's what I have for you today. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.